Okay, this is going to be my GDQ submission for Mr. Shifty for any percent. And I'm just going to get right into it. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Mr. Shifty. It's a game that's originally came out for PC and the Switch. It should be coming out for Xbox and PlayStation eventually. But yeah, this game is kind of like Hotline Miami. It's a top-down game. Top-down action game, fast-paced. But the gimmick with this game that makes it like really enjoyable is this teleporting ability. And also, as you just saw, we can actually use the doors to our advantage, unlike in Hotline Miami or like other games where the doors are just like a hindrance. Because like games like Hotline Miami or like 12 is better than 6 or Bloodbath Kafka's, all the other top-down action games, can't really use the doors to your advantage that much. Just as like a you can't use them as a weapon, you have to use them as a defensive tool. So it makes the game a bit interesting. And also, as you see, we only have a limited number of teleports. So before you like get tired. So you only have 5 teleports, so you don't want to spam them. And also we can move around in any direction. So that's why it makes it better to play on keyboard and mouse in general. Let me just turn the music a little bit. There we go. There's a lot of different like cutscene type things in this game. They're generally not that long though, so it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, that's the first instance where we saw the slow motion ability come into effect, which is that little bar right here. And you generally want to always have this like ready for you for different strategies, and also just as like a backup. There are certain strategies and like level and screens that are much better if you have the slow motion at hand, and also just in general, it's always preferable to have it as like a backup. It only triggers from bullets, so if someone's punching you or if there's a rocket launcher or an explosion, this won't save you. So it's not gonna save you from everything. It's only from bullets. Which, granted, that is a lot of the enemies, but like anything with explosives like grenades, mines, explosive barrels, etc., those are all going to still kill you instantly. So you gotta be careful. And yeah, so yeah, in general, these first like 6 levels are really not that big a deal. So I'm just going to try and go over like some basic things about the game as we see them. And also, after every level, we go into an elevator and see this little time come up. Also, I also am running off my splits, but I just cropped out just to see the timer, so it's not obstructing most of the game. Yeah, so in between some levels we have a little bit of story and whatnot, so the story of this line is kind of funny. It's really tongue-in-cheek. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm not usually too much into stories, but it's a pretty nice one. Not the best, but it's nice that it doesn't take itself seriously. This game also handles Rick really, really well. I like really enjoy it because of that. Also, like here, I tried to go through there a little bit slower than I could just to make sure that I don't die from lasers. Also, as you see right here, I've been doing this movement method where where I teleport then punch in like a rhythmic fashion, such that I don't run out of my teleports. Because when you're punching, you move a slight bit faster than if you're just walking. And of course, if you teleport, you go faster. So the fastest movement method for long distances is this. But for short distances, of course, just spamming the right click or like whatever button to teleport is by far the fastest. No getting around that, but you in general don't want to do that. Only in the cases, again, where like, of course, you want to just get somewhere really fast. And also, all these places are open, even if you can't see them. They're always like available to like be teleported into or like walk into. So we can go into these areas that on a first playthrough you wouldn't know exist, and it's like kind of a surprise. So it's like really nice the developers made it like that. Also, there's like a lot of sections like this where you have to like turn something off, and yeah. And as you notice, I'm always trying to use the doors to my advantage because it always kills an enemy in one hit, no matter what type of enemy. So it's a really beneficial thing to use if you can. Now in cases like this, we don't really need to kill everyone because everyone will die anyways from these lasers, so we kind of just want to go right past them. But we're trying not to punch at him, just like how I punch at that guy. And also not trying to die from lasers, of course. So it's just a matter of not running out of my teleports. If I run out of my teleports, I'm basically dead. Yeah, see? No big deal. Also, I waited there a little bit because sometimes that guy in the bottom right, as we saw, the fat guy, or strong guy, I mean, he will come up after us, so if you start doing it and don't notice him, he'll just one-tap you, so you gotta be careful. Now up here, I'm just gonna break that, because I already know what's gonna come out of there, and that just made this a bit faster. Because you always want to, in general, you always want to have a weapon. Sometimes it can be a hindrance, but in general, it's a good thing to do. Also, minor thing, if you've been noticing, after I teleport, I can conserve that hit while teleporting. So like while I'm swinging, I can swing at guys, then teleport to another set of guys, and that swing, the kill box will still be there. So we can use that to our advantage, and using one swing to basically kill two groups of people, which is a really interesting thing that this game has. Also, it might be very obvious, but this game is not technically 2D. It is a 3D game that's locked with a 2D top-down style. So that's why there's a lot of like cool little effects and whatnot. And also, it does affect certain things, like how you interact with certain things, but in general, it's not that big a deal. Not that important to know, but it's just from an art style perspective, it's nice to know. So that's why everything looks a little different than you would expect of a normal 2D game. In general, every screen you pass just by killing all the enemies, kind of in like most like these top-down action games. But there are certain cases where we don't have to kill anyone, we just have to get to the end or get to an objective. So there are some skips where there are like places where you can just skip basically the entire screen and just go right to the end. Or we have like, since we know the door is already open or whatever, we find a skip to get to it. There's only a couple that are kind of like that, but yeah. So it's kind of like in the same vein of like Hotline Miami, where like it's a lot less glitch based than like a lot of games are. It's more focused on just being able to play the game like really, really well, which I find to be like a really enjoyable type of speedrun. That's why I have a lot of time in this game as well as Hotline Miami. A cool thing about this weapon, ooh, that triggered really early. It's kind of hard to show it off, but besides any weapon in this game, like anything you throw or anything at all is a one hit. But the thing with this is if you throw it at people and they're like really close together, then it will like kill two people at a time. So like, I almost got it, but sometimes if you use that bomb, which is only in the screen, correctly, you can kill two people with one stone, which is really nice. It's always beneficial to do it like right here, of course, because these strong dudes take a lot more hits and they're more dangerous than like a standard like pistol guy. But yeah. And yeah, the game's difficulty just ramps up after every level, so again, in the beginning it's really nothing too special, just like introducing the mechanics of the game, getting used to how the game feels, and like the build-up of the story for like the meat. This game is broken up into three parts of 6 levels, basically. So there's the first 6 levels, then the next 6, then the next 6. And each of those are like, so in terms of the story, you're going up this tower. The first 6, you're going up the tower from the first floor, and then once you are finished the sixth floor, then you one second, hard to talk while killing all these guys. Once you finish the 6th floor, though, in the story you get brought down to the basement, and then you have to go up 6 levels, and then the last 6 levels are like top 6 levels of level of like the tower. So, and what that means for us as well in terms like the 6, like everything being in terms of 6, the like difficulty really ramps up in terms of 6 levels. So like the first 6 levels are a lot easier than the next 6 levels than the next 6 levels. Like these first 6 are just introducing the way you move about and whatnot, and also minor things. Mainly just introducing the most of the enemies that are in the game. And then the next 6 levels, we're going to see a lot of like level things that are in the game, like a lot of different like things that are placed throughout the game that can hinder you or whatnot. And then also a few enemies. And then the last 6 levels are just the culmination of the first 12, just making it a lot more difficult. Having a lot of enemies, a lot of things you have to go through, and whatnot. There we go. Yeah. See, whenever I'm out of teleports, it's just always a bad idea. It's just always a bad time. So, always just don't want to be like that. Also, if you've noticed, I can preserve a single input through screens. So I press right click before every screen, and in most screens that lets us instantly teleport at the beginning of the screen. Oh, where's the last guy at? Hello? There we go, okay. Yeah. These early boss stages, like the last screens, are really not that big a deal. They're pretty straightforward. Also, as you notice, I put on the Undertale OST just because I really like it a lot. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Also, this is the first level where we're going to see a screen where we can just skip to the end, and also where we see metal weapons, which the only thing that they're useful for is that they have a lot more hits in them. So like the normal like stick that we have that's wooden will break after 3, whereas this one breaks after, I don't know, like 12 swings or something like that. Okay. That's really annoying. If this green door, if that was green, we could possibly find a way to skip this, like having to do both of these sections, and we would just go down here and turn this on. But can't find a way to trigger this door to open early yet. Also, I'm almost certain the lasers are currently too like close together for that to do anything though. Yeah, so this green is just what? Okay, I said roasted, but as I was saying, this level just shows you how crazy the metal weapons are. And also, it's kind of a precursor to how many enemies will just be in like certain levels later in the game. Because this game just gets really hectic at the end. It's crazy. I'm just trying to keep all the weapons over here just so I can stay closer to the door. Because I need to be going through there once this screen is over. There we go. And also I want to have one for myself to go to next screen. I forgot to preserve an input through the next screen, but no big deal. This is a screen where you don't need to kill anyone, you just need to get to a trigger. So we just make our way over here, and then here we go. Wait for this guy to go through, and then once this cutscene is over, we're good. So there's a few sections like this where it's like just hitting a cutscene, or just you can go straight to the end. I don't know how that didn't kill that guy, but okay. That's another example of using one swing to kill multiple people. And wait, where's the last guy? He almost destroyed me. Alright, cool. Sweet. Alright, yeah. So, now we're coming up on the last level of this first set of 6, and this is actually like the first level where it actually starts to get a bit hard. The first 5 levels are relatively easy, even on your first playthrough. Now, but this 6th level can be a real pain. And also where we're introduced to turrets. We'll see both rocket turrets and also these machine gun turrets a lot. Now I'm going to try and bait these guys to shoot that barrel right there, which kills the guy who would take a lot longer to die usually, so then I can go through that door earlier. No, I got roasted. Okay. Alright, there, that was much better. I'm just trying to get out of the view as fast as possible, because then he won't angle down in a specific way. So I'm just trying to like bait the turret to shoot. So basically I just have to like teleport in and instantly teleport out, otherwise I'm just screwed. That's another screen where we don't have to care about killing anyone, you just get to the end. That's another example of just preserving the inputs. It's pretty much almost every screen lets you do it. There are certain cases where you cannot, but in general you can. Oh crap. Well, let's do this. Sometimes the barrels do not want to cooperate. There we go. Okay. That was bad, but whatever. Not that bad. Not that big a deal, honestly. It's usually the screens where they talk where you cannot instantly do this. Like where we can't just preserve the input. Alright, yeah, now we're coming up on the last screen. This is what I was talking about where it gets difficult. This is a really long sequence, and throughout this, I'm going to try and set up all of this by breaking a lot of this stuff beforehand, so I have all these things ready for me to kill these guys. And also I'm going to be trying not to destroy these lower, like this lower burial wall behind like these 2 sections of the room. Because as these guys come through, there's going to be more and more people. They're going to get better and better weapons and whatnot. So I want to have a nice barrier between myself and them. Because I want to stay up in this upper section for the majority of the time. And then go down with a weapon to kill these guys. So like when they come down, just be able to... Yikes. Okay, that was not good. So now I can't really stay on this right side because now guys will be coming in. So that's really not good, but yeah. This is not what I wanted to do, but yeah, now that door is broken, I gotta be like really careful about if I'm on this right side. See, as like these guys come in, these guys are really dangerous because they have assault rifles. I'm also trying not to use up my slow motion ability when I don't have to. So, like right here, it's fine because these are the guys that are a real pain. So, I just always want to have it if I know there's gonna be more people with a gun. Just having that extra like little bit of security is very, very beneficial. And now, see, as I was saying, this is the end of this level. We're going to be poisoned, and then we're going to be brought down to the lower levels. And then these next 6 levels are really going to introduce this really cool mechanic where It's called a shift blocker, which it's an area that doesn't let you teleport. And so, of course, seeing as this game is based off you being able to teleport, these are areas that you'll see. There's things that let you break. Either you cannot break like the ability for it to like block you, like there's like these like little pillars you can break, or it's just like the entire area you just can never teleport in. So it's just introducing you to that mechanic of just knowing how to move through when you can't teleport. And also, this also means, since we can't teleport, the fastest movement method, as I stated before earlier in the run, punching, like if you do a singular punch, it jolts you forward a bit, as you see. So that's just a tad faster than walking, so we always want to do that. But you also don't want to punch any walls, because that'll slow you down, of course. So, but when you're punching like just through like nothing, it makes you go forward a little bit faster. Sometimes you can get that guy to be thrown through and break that, and as you just saw, that's one of the pillars I was speaking about, where you can break it and then you'll be good. And so like here, this one is also going to break the stuff in the other room. I like this strat, this is more consistent, but there's a slightly faster way to do this by like a second. And this is more these are more like examples of like where you don't have to kill people, you just have to get objectives. So it's unlike in like Hotline Miami specifically, where like pretty much every like level in that game, you just have to kill everyone to progress. Ooh, yeah, flamethrower guys are real pain. Also, if you notice, they sometimes light on fire. That's if they hit a side, like if they hit a wall too hard, then they'll light on fire and then they'll explode. So you gotta be careful. And that's another example of even a pillow will instantly kill anyone. Any item in the game instant kills. This level is actually really interesting, mainly because there's a lot of like timer-based things, like a lot of like just global timers and like cycles that are really fun to hit. And also coming up, we're going to be hitting this one screen that was like really well designed around global timers. Here we go. So if I do this correctly, then I'll be able to sneak right through here, then be right up here to go right up. And this was developer intended. They made it so that if you can go through it fast, you can hit these nice cycles, so you don't have to wait. And we're right through. It's really well designed from a speedrunning perspective. And also just rewarding people for being better at the game, which any game designer should do. I try, if I can, to kill those guys, kill that one guy to punch him up, so that if he takes a little bit longer to explode, then he kills the guys that are walking in after him. But it's not that big a deal. And that's a minor skip we just did right there. Also, for some reason, there's still like a weird performance issue in this one screen specifically, but the developers did say that they were fixing it. Like they're working on fixing it. God damn it. Ooh. Not mean to say it. Okay, I did not get it, but if I did this better, I could have had one of these guys kill me, which would have skipped that. Because the deaths don't take that much time, so it would have skipped me needing to like watch that little cutscene. And yeah, I almost died to that guy. I split a little bit early, whatever. So this is the only, I'm not sure if it's like, actually no, it's not the only auto-scroller in the game, but like it's the first auto-scroller, like first like actual auto-scroller that we see in the game. And it was actually reduced by quite a bit by the developers, just because just because they thought it'd be boring for speedruns or for people on their second playthrough. But it's actually pretty cool. It's really not that annoying. I mean, yeah, of course you want to be just going through, but like, it's nice to just practice your like teleports and whatnot. It's really easy. I mean, it's not like it's getting into like Yoshi's Island territory of auto-scrollers. You have multiple per world or whatever. You can generally like dodge bullets, but sometimes because bullet spread is interesting, you just end up not being able to skip it. You can go through the screen a bit faster, but it's just safer to wait a little bit. You can like go actually like right through and like dodge all the bullets, but it's just not a safe way to play through. And it's definitely not marathon safe, nor like even like normal run safe. Seeing as this game is not too long, but like it's long enough to the point where you don't want to just like waste 25 minutes like so early just to save such little time. Because this game does have RNG. It's not like a game where it's only execution, so yeah. No, I was punching him. Yeah, come on, guy. Come on. And yeah, so these invisible AI that we're seeing pop in, that's just a glitch in the current build of this game because of the Unity version that they're on. But it's already confirmed to be fixed in like the patch system coming up later. So it's really not that big a deal. Like it's just only a minor inconvenience for now. I did not want that to go off because I want to keep it for the next screen, but it's not that big a deal. That was insane. that bullet got me. That never happens. That's so unfair, dude. If I'm also fast, if you do this perfectly, you can also die here, which would skip this scene. And yeah, that's the end of this screen. This level is difficult, but it's really hard to talk through it because it's like kind of stressful to go through, but yeah. It's one of those levels that it's not too hard, but it's very easy to mess up on. Alright, so in this level we're gonna try and teleport right onto this mine and use this to break open this wall to save a little bit of time instead of walking all the way around. And here we're going to be using these mines for our effect because we know when they're going to explode, so we can use those to kill the other guys. I thought there would be one guy left, but apparently not, so... Here it's kind of, you just want to throw a lot of mines around, and because that just seems to be the best way. Well, like the way that I was going about it, like targeting specific guys first. I really don't like this screen just because, like, if you have slow-mo, then it, like, forces you to lose it, basically, which is really annoying. I picked up the wrong one because I need to pick up this, then pick up this, then pick up this, teleport back, kill the guy. What? Why was he alive? There we go. Now where's the last guy at? There we go. Okay. Wait, what? How did he... Really, guy? Come on. Whatever. So here we're gonna just punch right over this flame. And yeah, that's it. Of course it's not intended, and so we're gonna stand behind these guys, but I think it's funny because the punch lets you jut forward, it like instantly moves you. It's not like it gradually does it, so we can use that to our advantage and go right over that. That's another one of those screens where I just can't even like mention it while playing it because you just have to be so focused. In this screen, we're going to be just doing a few little things like this where we just make sure to hit the mine first so we can break open and get that shift blocker out down. And usually these guys don't come. It's not what's supposed to happen, but just got to work around it. Because this game really focuses on you being able to adapt to the situations, as like a lot of these top-down action games do. Because there's just so many different ways. I missed it. I was supposed to like go on top of that mine over there, and then that would have killed me. See, if I had triggered this mine, then I could have died during that cutscene. And then once I were to respawn, it would just let me go right ahead and play through the level, like the last bit of the level. But yeah, not a real big deal. That was actually a pretty decent run through of that level. Almost a gold, actually. Only like 3 seconds off. It's pretty good. We're about halfway, yeah, so Face Off is also another interesting level. You'll see why. Yeah, so like this level, it's one of the levels that's really hard to get a deathless run of just because of one part, which you'll see later. But also, so right here, I'm gonna. There we go. Okay, got it. That guy reacts. These guys react from a slightly further range than this guy, so we can use that to our advantage and trigger that guy to come at us, kill him, and then get the flamethrower guy to come at us. Because otherwise, you have to do it a little bit slower. So it was really nice figuring that out. And this is another section where we just need to keep punching because it makes us go a little bit faster. And also, we're introduced to grenades. And we first use them by breaking open things. And they'll be really useful later on, not even free, because if you haven't noticed, the AI don't really have a sense of self-preservation as like normal person would. So they'll just shoot a grenade just once they instantly see you, and that means they don't care if like their friends are like in the way or like near that. So it's like right here, you'll just see like explosions just go off willy-nilly. And then the same thing will happen when we are introduced to the rocket launcher guys. So that means like they'll just randomly throw a grenade and it'll just kill someone for us, which is really nice when we're just having, you know, these guys help us out in getting rid of everyone. This one takes a little bit after we kill everyone, just to wait for the lady to tell us. Nix. I really don't pay attention to story. But yeah, so that was the whole goal. This first part of the level was to disable the shift blocker, and then, ooh, what are all these mines doing? He wasn't supposed to trigger that, but okay. I'm playing on a current beta build that the developer put out because there's currently a lot of crashes in the game, and I said I was going to make a GDQ submission, so they said they would give me access to the beta branch. That reaction time, my dude. Wow. Yeah, see, like right there, the grenade just absolutely obliterated that guy. And also in that case, the mines are a little, as you can tell, they're just a little bit like magnetic. So we throw it at the wall, which we know is because if you punch a wall or something hits a wall, then the enemies often react. And so if we throw the mine right through that door, it'll go close enough so that he will want to, like, he starts walking at it, and then it just magnets right onto him. This is what I was talking about, where it's real easy to die. So we break this, and ooh. Yeah, nothing really to say here. Just you just look at the gameplay; it's pretty obvious why it's really easy to die here. I like to play this safe just because I'm really not good at this part. Okay, usually I die a few times here, so that was pretty good. Really happy with that. Now we don't have the slow motion ability because that was taken away, but there's a really cool strat that saves a little bit of time here if we did have it, where we can trigger these guys to shoot at us and then put on the laser. But of course we couldn't have that happen, so now I pretty much need this weapon for the next screen, otherwise it just takes forever. So teleport once and then there we go. And yeah, that's that screen. Just knowing to bring a weapon there makes that screen a joke. When you're first playing through it, and if you don't bring a weapon, you're just gonna get destroyed. But with a single weapon and knowing about the whole shifting and like teleport, like if you teleport while attacking, you reserve like attacks. Just knowing that will make it a lot easier and much faster. Alright, that wasn't that bad. I mean, I saved 18 seconds off of PB, but I could have saved like 15 seconds more. Whatever. Not a big deal. This is just a submission video. Yeah, so this screen, as you can obviously tell, is... Oh, yikes. Yeah, they're all just waiting for us at the... Really? Usually it's not this difficult. Okay. Also, it's also predictable to know what are in different types of objects. So, like, I knew that breaking that would give me this weapon. This is a really cool level just because we basically just go around the entire level to kill everyone in a pretty fast manner. Ooh, and he just lit. I forgot that they can actually light on TNT, like the barrels. But yeah, we just basically go through the level, go all the way around, and then come right back. It's pretty cool. Oh. I did not want to trigger that, but okay. Whatever. Yeah, and also sometimes they're, you know, just hiding in case, like, you know, crates. Because game. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, this game doesn't really take itself seriously, which is nice, because it makes the gameplay more interesting. Also here, we're just gonna come up to this right side, and then that's it. Now we're coming up with the boss screen for this, which is actually a really easy one. It's one of the easier ones in the game. You just go around the right side. This is an act of slowly punching these guys, and then making sure to kill these flamethrower guys first. And then, as long as I have the slow motion ability, then I can just go and willy-nilly and just kill everyone real fast. This screen is really easy as long as you have the slow-mo. If you don't, then it can get really difficult. But we're fine. And I really, really love the Undertale OST. Toby Fox is a genius. And this is where she tries to confess her love for us, and nope. Now here I'm going to try and punch through perfectly such that I don't hit any of the barrels. That one was not that bad actually, but if you hit barrels, and most of the time it'll slow you down. We had just hit the punch one generally, so, but if I can avoid hitting any of them, I get through a bit faster. Let me just break through this wall before everything blows up, and we're good. And now we're introduced to the really cool aspect of this game, which you'll see right now. Now they have teleports. Not just him, but he can teleport other people in. And it's not like they just appear there. We can see where they're coming in. So it's not like this is like completely unfair. Which is a really, really cool design feature like of this game, which I really, really like. And he's not limited to just teleporting in. Oh, I forgot the trigger's right there. He's not limited to just like bringing in people. He can bring in explosive barrels or anything. So the main villain now has access to this machine, which lets him use the ability we have. And so this screen is really just making sure to keep an eye ahead of myself, such that I don't walk right into an explosion. So that's where we just hold down shift and just look around. Really nothing special. I used to have a lot of issue with this level just because that was bad. But it's pretty easy. And just there, I just went down a little bit early just because I want to break these open so that I have these for a little bit later. Because it takes a little bit for them to walk in, so it's always nice to set things up. This is a speed run, anyways. This one does not have many, so it's really beneficial to take one to the next screen if you can for this level. So these guys can become quite trivial if you get them in the right spot, because when you punch them, they dash back. But if you hit them in the right way and you know where they're going to dash back to, you can have them dash back into very predictable spaces. And so here we're just waiting for some barrels to spawn in. I'm going to punch these over a bit, then wait for this mine that spawns right here to trigger it instantly, and wait for everything to explode. And we're done with this level. yeah, that's it. This is one of my favorite levels, actually, just because it's a very smooth and it's very rewarding for just being knowledgeable about the game. It also does introduce like the best aspect of this game. And now we're on to the last 6 levels, which are all very difficult. And just like in Hotline Miami, this level 13 is called Assault. It's apparently a reference to a movie called Assault on Precinct 13. Just never would have known that if I didn't notice that this level was called 13, as well as Assault and Hotline Miami being called 13. Because I never heard of that movie. Probably should watch it. With 2 games that are pretty good, make reference to it. And this is the first instance of the rocket turrets just being placed like kind of randomly. We did see it a little bit earlier, but but this is like where we're seeing it being used. They're going to be used a bit more, and also we don't stop seeing the turrets with the guns. They're not going anywhere. They're not as common as it was a bit earlier, but it's not like they're just gone. And yeah, this is another screen where you don't have to kill everyone, you just have to kill a certain number of people. So right here we just have to trigger these guys, which makes this guy come in. And we just ignore him and kill these guys as fast as possible. Ooh, and I save. Whew. That's crazy. You usually are... Okay. And yeah, these are rocket launcher guys, if you haven't noticed. They really don't have a sense of self-preservation. They see you, and once they see you, then they shoot. They don't shoot instantly, of course, which otherwise this would be really trivial. It'd also be way too difficult, because then you couldn't really judge anything. But so now we're just using him to kill everyone else for us. And yeah, that's that screen. This screen can be a real pain if you don't know what you're doing. Also, I just wait there because it's really dangerous to go in at a guy without... Because rockets, again, just like anything that's on a bullet, will not trigger the slow motion ability. How did you not die? How did that guy not die? That's crazy. Right, so here we just have him blow up this, then here can we shoot. And yeah, that kills all those guys. And it's really beneficial that we have slow motion here, because now we don't really carry here. We can just go through this a lot less carefully, because I already know I have the slow motion ability. Because if you don't have it in this case, then you want to try and get it. But since we already have it, we don't really have to care. We can just go about and kill them as fast as possible. This game really, now after this starts, likes to use different triggers to bring in more guys. Because now that we're introduced to things just appearing, it's going to be used quite a lot. And we're good. Was that a deathless? I don't think it was deathless, but that was pretty good. This might actually be a gold. We're close to it. Glad boys. Hey. And now we're 1 minute and 8 seconds ahead of PB. This could be PB. This could be PB. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so now we're introduced to these ninja enemies, and of course, these girls like to they like to dash at us, so we gotta be real careful now, because they don't just dash once; they'll dash up to like twice. So like they dash once, hit wherever they're going, and then they can go again. So you gotta be really careful because they'll go like this, then that, kind of like how we have our ability to teleport around. I did not mean to do this, so I'm going to try and not break almost any of the glass throughout here. That's the most beneficial because later on I'll be coming right back through here, so if I break as little glass as possible, it'll make it easier on the way back. And I'm trying not to break glass on the way. Like once I'm almost done with this screen, like going to the right, it's fine if the glass breaks. But if I'm trying not to break any glass in the beginning, which I broke a little bit, which shouldn't be too much of a deal. So that's why I take a little bit there. So in general, I try and take out guys with guns first, in order. For right now, since before the last bit of enemies are introduced, I go for yellow and purple shirt guys first, because they have shotguns and assault rifles, and they're the most likely to kill me. And then the ninjas, and then rocket launchers. Well, rocket launchers first, of course. Always have to keep track of them. Because, of course, someone be able to, you know, just shoot a rocket and kill everyone instantly. It's kind of dangerous. Whew, that was so close. Yikes. Okay, now, this is an interesting screen. So just like I said, we're going to be going back through the entire level. So that also means that... Let me just get through here. Okay. We're good. Yeah, so once we get up here, yeah, he blows up the elevator we thought we were going to go into or whatever, and then he's going to teleport in a few people. And see, I made sure not to blow up all these mines for a specific reason, because I can just throw it right at them and kill them before they even get here. Usually it works out better than that, but I mean, I just had to punch one guy to death. That's about it. And now this, just gotta. Oh, yeah, I forgot it starts at the bottom. Okay, that was not that bad. See, I focus on yellow shirts guys first. I don't really like to care about these strong dudes. Now the rocket launcher guys are gonna be right here, so I kill them. And it's not like the strong dudes are not an issue. They are, because they punch, which I can't really... There's nothing to block me from that. So it's really dangerous to be near it, but, yeah. And as I said, we're going to be going right back through here. Now that's going to explode, so I just wait a little bit. Yes, as I said, having that little bit of glass broken really does make a difference. Alright, I'm gonna wait a little bit here. There we go. Okay, that was not that bad. Hello. Now there's just 5 people left, and we just instantly destroy them. Not a big deal. Ooh, that was a little close, but we're good. Ooh, that clod, boy. Ooh, I was not expecting that to be a gold. 9-second gold RTA. Right, so now we're introduced to the most dangerous enemies in the game. AA-12 girls. They have, of course, auto shotguns. I think they shoot 4 shotgun blasts back to back. So they are now the main priority. I don't care about any other AI at this point besides them. They are top priority, and then rocket launchers, because they are by far the most dangerous. And of course, the pistol guys are still the lowest in the barrel. The strong dudes and the pistol guys. Pistol guys are the least dangerous, but in general, you just want to get rid of gun enemies so that they don't accidentally trigger your slow motion. But they're not dangerous. The strong dudes who punch are more dangerous. But since this is a speedrun, we're trying to preserve our slow motion for later usage, and so that we don't die, it's more beneficial to target. This is by far like the hardest screen in the game, probably. If it's one of the top 3 at the minimum. It's really easy to die here. This is also probably the second hardest level in the game in general. So, yeah. Oh, yes. We're good. I mean, that was bad, but we're not dead. And I didn't trigger my slow-mo. Cool. We're good. Sweet. And we still have yet to trigger it. Now we just want to go up here. So I go about killing these guys in a pretty specific way, just as it makes this like a much easier if I go about it this way. Because there's a ton of different guys coming from, and they're in a ton of different places, so I found this to be by far the most efficient way of killing everyone. Of course, there's always little bits of variation, but yeah. Also, that rocket launcher guy is not there at the whole time. He's only there after like a certain number of AI die. And I actually should look. I've yet to check to see whether or not the ending is triggered by that guy dying or it's everyone dying. Now see, this is a screen where we're going to skip past everyone. And we go right into a really difficult screen. It's a real... yeah. There's a certain game based on jumping off trucks would say was based off of. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so here we're just trying to make sure we just keep an eye of where they're coming in. Like I already have an idea of like when they all spawn in, so just ooh, and that one was invisible. Okay, again, that glitch is gonna be patched soon, but it really keeps you on your feet. It's apparently a Unity engine glitch, that the way that they made this game, once they updated it or whatever, something that can sometimes happen. One second. Pause. Okay, I'm back. Again, this has nothing to do with the RTA. RTA is not being affected technically by this, so. Okay, just gonna restart it. I'm gonna resume. Alright. Wait, let me just. I'll give that a few seconds. Alright, that was around 5 seconds. And we're good. Okay. Yikes. And good, that was not gold paste, so it didn't just mess up my splits in any possible way. Alright, now we're coming up on the last 3 levels of the game. Ooh, if I got lucky, sometimes that guy will be thrown right into that and it'll instantly break. It's fine that I lost this one. Not that big of a loss. I just have to wait for these guys to come by. We'll go back. And good. Sometimes one of the guys will get stuck, which is a real pain. Also, I don't punch there because sometimes they'll make them aggro. I'd really prefer not that to not happen, so. Ooh, that was pretty good. I did not expect that to go that well. Pleasantly surprised. I did not want the slow-mo to be triggered there, but that's not that big a deal. There we go. Okay. Good. Yeah, so I go around here in a slightly weird way just because that rocket will follow me perfectly if I just go straight up. Because where the wall was broken from the first rocket. Ooh, thanks. Usually doesn't happen. Yeah, this is just a matter of doing the rhythmic movement and then just double tapping the shift like to teleport when the rocket's nearby. It's really annoying to do because that guy talking covers my ability to see the shifts, so it's a little annoying. Not a real big deal though. Oh, that was just stupid. Now that's really good, because now if I just stand right here, yeah, I just die. And if that guy would have aggroed, it would have been nice, but they don't really have a concept of, again, self-preservation or like their surroundings. There's a few guys left, and we're good. That's really scary, that section in general. How did he not die? Okay. There we go. Okay, we're good. Whew. Now I just need to get up to top left to trigger a bunch of guys here to spawn in. Well, for like their cycles to start. And I just come over here. and I try and get rid of all these shotgun ladies first, because as I said before, they're by far the most dangerous. Situationally though, sometimes the rocket launcher guys are more dangerous. It really depends on how close they are, like however close said enemy is to me, depending on how I react to them. That was pretty decent though. That was really good. Wow, like gold. The game almost crashed. That was really close, but it didn't. We're good. I'll be less spammy with my clicks in between until the patch goes through. Gotta be careful. The developers told me that the patch that they're gonna do, the engine upgrade that they're doing, resolves the invisible AI glitch and this random crashing. Not random, but like on some of the load screens, the game will just crash, and some other various performance and bug issues. Now this right there, so because, as I explained before, the punching, it juts you forward, and we know that the teleporting makes you go a certain distance, so if we add the two together, we instantly move, because I said the punch instantly juts you forward, and we do that with a shift, so we just do a shift, and then right after that, directly after that, we do the punch. Then it counts as us doing both at the same time. And what that lets us do is go further distances than we can usually. So let's just skip those lasers altogether. And yeah, and this level in particular, it is very difficult because we want to go through this fast. We just have to dodge all these enemies, and they all have rocket launchers and all these other weapons and like things that will just kill us really fast, and there's mines and like explosives everywhere, so you gotta be really careful. Like right there, I was really close to dying. But in pretty much all except for the last screen of this level, we can just go right to the end. But that doesn't make this level easy. It's still really hard. Honestly, it's probably harder the fact that we go through this without even killing anyone, because then we have to keep dodging bullets the entire time. Because if we killed everyone and just went through this more methodically, it'd just be a lot easier. It's the whole thing of people thinking that glitchless categories are more impressive or harder. It made me click outside of the window. It made me click outside of the window. Great. You're kidding me. No, really? Oh my god. Okay. I really, like, seriously, this screen in particular is really difficult to do without, just by skipping over everyone. Okay. Jesus. That's crazy. Alright, we're good. Usually I die a few times on this level. On this screen, I mean. So I guess we just traded off my deaths earlier for me not die here. I attacked that person right there just because it makes it more consistent. Sometimes they'll dash in weird ways and I'll just die. So I like to make sure. Also, an interesting thing about this level is that there used to be, if you went through these sections of like holding down the button to blow these things up and went to the next level fast enough, you can soft lock, because then it wouldn't have finished having the lasers be like removed and whatnot. which was passed quite quickly after I told them about it. I was also a beta tester for this game, actually, because I'm friends with the publishers of the game, Tiny Build, and also now friends with the developers of this game on Steam, which is really nice. It's much easier to do things, having a direct line of communication to the developers. And that's the end of the screen and the level. All we have to do is just go through here. And I got caught, so I'm just going to break through that glass. Now we just punch just as that mission I was talking about that is allowing him to do all the teleports and everything. So now this is what he was relying on. And now also I go a little bit because that explosion can kill you, that one that we just saw. It doesn't happen it's very rare actually from my experiences, or just because I don't usually go that way. But oh, that was gold by like 5 seconds. Nice. But yeah, like sometimes I'll just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. But yeah, like you teleport like right behind there, and then the explosion happens. But I'm pretty sure it's usually designed not for you to die there. So I think I might have just had it happen to me once, where I like teleported in a specific spot where like the safe zone wasn't at. But I mean, like where the kill zone was, but you weren't safe at. But whatever. Now here I'm gonna try and do a strategy where when I get close, I'll just. There we go. I did it. That was amazing. Yeah, it's really hard to do actually. It doesn't look. It looks like it just was spamming, but like, it's really timing based. That it skips over me having to like break through the wall and whatnot. It's fine that I don't have the slow-mo, because this next section is actually really easy. As long as I kill these guys fast, then because like they're placed in a position where it makes it pretty easy to kill the guys in succession to build up the meter. Which is nice, because then on this next screen I can just go right through. Wow, dude, that was crazy. Oh, Flo, you're crazy. It's nice to have the flowy music for this, though, I'd say. This is the last level, if I haven't mentioned it. Sorry, I'm getting caught up because this level is really difficult. Very good. Right, now we're coming up on probably the hardest screen in the entire game, just because this is I mean, I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely up there. This is an auto-scroller, but not in the way we saw earlier. You'll see. These two little things are going to shoot out lasers and go back and forth. And yeah, he has the ability to spawn in entire like segments of this level right now. Because he knows that, like, you just destroyed his ability to do it, so, well, like, I forget exactly the explanation, but, like, his ability to do this is running out, and he's getting less control over how it works as we speak. Alright, I'm good with this. My most recent strategy I've developed for this makes this auto-scroller much easier, but it's still really easy to die, so you gotta be really careful. This is insanely difficult the first time you're playing through, because you have no idea what you gotta do, really. But we're good. Okay. This is the last screen of the game, basically. Last main screen, and then we kill the boss, which will be really easy. And this is a multi-section test, you'll see. And apparently I just got destroyed. Just absolutely annihilated. And he didn't trigger it. Okay, cool. And again, any item we throw instantly kills an enemy, so we just wait here. I just run over here, kill that guy first. Yeah, that's another glitch currently with the slow-mo not triggering correctly. They're working on it. Should be out by the end of September. But right now it doesn't matter. There we go. Okay. The grenade guys are really a pushover if you know how to deal with them. Because of course they can't kill you directly. Alright, so now we want to make sure that we have at least one perfectly good broom for this upcoming section. Yeah, see, as I said, this is multi-sectioned. Besides the fact that everything's been changing. If we die here at any point, we have to go all the way back to the beginning of that. So, yeah. And the reason I brought this broom was because now there's going to be 4 flamethrower guys who spawn in. If that guy was dead. Now they are dead, so we're good. And okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. And that's it. I finished the last screen. Though I can still die. So, but this is going to be a PB for a submission. Alright, so now I just wait for the bullets to trigger this. And then it's time when I finally fully kill him. Time. Whew, glad. Let me just expand this out. Yeah, so that's a PB by 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Pretty good. Pretty good. Whew. Okay. Well, it's nice to have a PB, I guess, as well as finishing the submission. Yeah, so the submission, I set the estimate to 1 minute 30, to an hour and 30 minutes, just because there's so many things that can go wrong. Though I expect a marathon run to be sub 1, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong in the run currently. And performance isn't the absolute best, so there's a discrepancy between IGT, which is our current preferred timing method, and just there's so much RNG that can go, and so many things that can go wrong that I think a 1 hour and 30 minute estimate is pretty good. That also means that I should be under it, which means I guess save a little time on GDQ and give some more time to other runs to set up, I guess. But yeah, other than that, that's this game. Also, it says world record is 1 hour and 42 seconds, but that's based off IGT. This is currently RTA. I had to calculate in game time. But yeah, so that's my submission for GDQ and for Mr. Shifty and your percent. I hope if anyone actually did watch this, they enjoyed it. And yeah, bye.